All right, guys. I apologize for the technical difficulties once again, but we are live. We are here in the third round with Barrios and Maidana. Everything's going well. My Barrios is pushing the pace. It kind of feels like what I see from Maidana is, oh man, I don't know if it's the stage, the big stage, but Barrios has come to fight. He is establishing the jab. He is pushing forward, and that's what I like to see when it comes to these mega bouts. So here, 30 seconds left into the third round. Uh, Barrios once again pushing Maidana into the ropes, but kind of like what has always, in my opinion, held back Barrios when he has established not only the jab, but pushing the opponent back. He is not as assertive as I would like. Would I like for him to, I guess, do a little bit more? Yes, especially now. Now that he's kind of been exposed against Tank and also against Thurman, you know, he needs to come up a little bit more, be a little bit more aggressive, and pull in that fear, so that way he can establish that jab and end the night early. But the fight's going on. Barrios does look into control. I just wish he was a little bit more aggressive. All right. So let's see here. So how's everybody doing? Sam and I. Sam's gonna be a little bit late today. He might join us um post fight for the Canelo fight. And so I'm gonna be here holding the fort down until he comes in. Hopefully, I'll let you guys know when he does, and that way we could dual commentary. But as far as Maidana's corners, they want him to put his hands up in the air. And let's see what Maidana can do. As people know, he is the younger brother of the two-time champ Marcos Maidana. And okay, so we're here in the fourth round, about 20 seconds in, and Barrios once again establishing the jab. Wow, Maidana is playing against the back foot, leaning uh against the ropes. Barrios once again just trying to pick and choose where he wants to jab, not being as aggressive as he normally does, as he normally is into these big old fights. So what I want to see from Maidana here is maybe try to turn Barrios so that he can establish the jab and maybe turn this fight around and take control. Guys, go ahead and leave a comment onto our stream here, and I'll respond as soon as Sam returns. Uh, we can get him back online. But as far as right now, Barrios just establishing everything. He's pushing forward. I'm not really seeing that much life from Maidana. I don't know if it's the big lights or not, but as far as everything, Maidana looks pretty comfortable. He's been in these big atmospheres before, so I'm not really expecting much from his side. In terms of being aggressive, I think he just knows how to play this fight. If he just keeps jabbing and pushing forward, eventually Maidana will break down. And Maidana's just hand checking. He's not glove checking. He's not really doing anything really that effective as much as I'd like. Yeah. So here we are, a minute 20 seconds into the round. Same pace as has been the entire fight. Barrios is getting pretty good licks in, but for the most part, he's just keeping the distance with his jab, which has been effective. Maidana cannot work his way around. There you go. Now Maidana with a quick 1-2 body combinations into the top. And Maidana's trying to show a little bit of life. Great left hook by Maidana with the great counter punch combination by Barrios. Now they're finally in the middle of the ring, and as far Mayorga is showing his that he's starting to feel the pressure and wanting to bring in the uh become more aggressive, and that's what we need to see. And just as I say that, once again, Barrios pushes him into the corner, and now Barrios, let's see if he becomes a little bit more aggressive. Okay, I like what I see from Barrios, but Maidana does a good job of getting himself out of the corner there and turning himself around, but he goes right back against the rope. So this is obviously, in my opinion, in these early rounds, unless Maidana can turn things a little bit around, is that Barrios is establishing that jab. He is using his experience in there, and he is holding true to what he is. He is a top contender in this division. I'm going to go ahead and give all 4 rounds so far to uh, Barrios in this early bout. Now, Canelo Munguia is coming up. Sam and I have not been able to have a pretty good conversation. I've been following Munguia for years. Um, and I'll say this, Munguia has always impressed me. He is an old school Mexican boxer. And when it comes down to Munguia, what I've always appreciated about him, look, I don't think this is going to be a knockout by any stretch, not because Canelo doesn't have the power, but Munguia has a pound for pound top chin in this game. Okay. I'm not saying that Canelo won't stop him, but I am saying that Munguia has a respectable chin. Very much so. Now, contrary to belief, yes, he does get tagged a lot into these fights, but I think Canelo has that veteran ship in there, and I think Canelo, for the most part, is going to dominate this round. And it's not going to look like when he fought Charlo, but at the very least, pull out a pretty convincing win, not by knockout, but just control the entire fight due to his veteranship. Now, going into the 5th round with Barrios versus Maidana, they're still feeling each other. This fight has not really been action packed. Now, despite to what most people I have been saying online with the Garcia versus Devin Haney undercards, I enjoyed the undercards. If you watch our live video from the Haney Garcia fight, I enjoyed the undercards very much. They were action packed. This one has not really lived up to par. Figueroa dominated his bout on the undercard before Barrios and Maidana, and for the most part, right here, it just feels like Barrios, in my opinion, he is just keeping true to himself. He's not really being as aggressive as I'd like. And for the most part, Maidana has been just been kind of like trying to look for the setup. And I think Barrios is too much of a veteran to fall for that. Finally, Maidana pulls himself against the rope, trying to bring it into the center of the ring. But I just kind of feel that Barrios is using his size, using his jab, and nothing effective is coming from Maidana, in my opinion. At the very, very least, even though Barrios is, continuously peppering, his jabs have been a little bit more effective. He is slipping the guard just a little bit towards the top part. I don't really ever see Barrios ever doing body punches at all, to be honest with you. Very rarely. But he's a headhunter. That's the old school Mexican style, just headhunting for the most part. He is kind of a throwback, and that has gotten him in trouble, like when he fought against Thurman and when he fought against um, um, Tank Davis. Sorry, got a blank there. Um, But yes, here comes Barrios pushing Maidana back into the corner. Yeah, so everything seems to be going well. Guys, go ahead and leave a comment what you guys want to talk about before the big bout. That way we could get things going. So here we are, the pressure. Barrios is putting that good pressure that he has. I just think his veteranship, his jab has been a little bit too much for Maidana. But then again, once again, I kind of, now that I'm watching, I don't think the jabs are really affecting Maidana as much as well. I don't think the jabs are affecting Barrios as well, too, coming from Maidana. All right, little quick exchange. All right, so 5 rounds, maybe 5-0, 5-1, 4-1 into this fight so far. So yes, everything seems to be going good. Bob Santos, Barrios trainer, has been very effective trying to establish everything. Okay, so going back to the Canelo Munguia fight, I also believe that for Canelo, he needs to establish for Canelo to win. He needs to pretty much, I don't want to say go on the attack, but do kind of what he always does, go straight towards the body. As for what does Mungia have to do to win this bout, I think Mungia has to use his size. He has to use his length. Use that towards an advantage. I kind of hope he was watching film when Canelo fought Bivol and try to establish that phenomenal 1-2 jab combination that Bivol has. Because what do we know about Canelo? Always has had a hard time against the jab. So Sam has not appeared yet. He'll be coming in hopefully during the Canelo, maybe a little bit after the fight, um, to give us some commentary, his thoughts, and if not, hopefully mostly post fight. So we are here. So guys, go ahead and leave a comment if you want to know what future episode ideas on our podcast or just little thoughts about Canelo. But going into this sixth round, everything seems to be being established pretty well for Barrios. He is keeping up the tempo. He is pushing forward so far into the sixth round. I got it 4-1, maybe 5-0 for Barrios. I'm just not seeing any kind of aggression as much from Maidana, and I'm kind of feeling like it might be the size. I think Barrios' size and length has been a little bit detrimental towards Maidana trying to establish himself in this ring as Barrios continues to pepper at will. Now, Barrios is not really slipping any guard, not breaking through the guard or anything like that, but it's enough to keep Maidana not as aggressive as he normally is. Um, so, this division is so tricky because Barrios, he was exposed pretty badly against Tank and Thurman. He's trying to work his way up for the interim welterweight world title that this match is all about right now. And if he wants to show that he is prime time and get to that A tier, he needs to become a little bit more spectacular. The problem is, I don't know if he has that. Now, all right, so now Maidana coming in with a great six flurry combination, high low. And I don't think they did much to Maidana. Maidana responds back with a good counter. Barrios coming back in with the left hook, connecting very well. Um, it just seems like to me, in my opinion, that Barrios, it's just too much right now. I think it's a matter of size as well as the his generalship. He's been in those big fights before. Yes, would he have like better outcomes in those bigger fights against Tank and Thurman? Of course, but he's had that feeling as the crowd fills out in the background. Um, that sometimes, boxers can feel that pressure. And I kind of feel like Maidana is trying to look cool under the big lights while Barrios is just doing what he always does and establishing his round. All right. So sixth round in the book. I might give that one a little bit to Maidana only because he showed a little bit more life than he has been for most of the scorecard. I'm probably gonna assume it's 5-0, 6-0, maybe 5-1, maybe 4-2. I know Maidana had a good second round, but as far as that, this round definitely I'm gonna go ahead and go for Maidana. So I have it in my card 5-1 officially. Now I want to ask you guys a question. One of the big things that has, in my opinion, where boxing has suffered a little bit is the undercards. The UFC has done a tremendous, phenomenal job with the undercards. I mean, the crowd is filled out. The crowd is well into action, and here we are halfway to the main undercard for Canelo, and the crowd is barely coming in. You can actually see them walking into the background. And my whole thing is, what do we? I feel like for boxing, they need to start establishing the undercards a little bit better. Speaking of Canelo, by the way, Maidana's shown coming into the seventh round with a little bit of life, but once again, Barrios is pushing him back. But going back, one of my things that I remember when Canelo was coming up, you know, even though people have a love-hate relationship with De La Hoya, one thing he said was true. He built him up as when he was a second tier fighter by putting him on the undercards of Mayweather and Pacquiao into those bigger bouts. And we got to see those great undercards under him. We got to see the up and coming guy as well, which at the time was Canelo. I feel like boxing needs to go to that, start putting in up and coming boxers that are establishing themselves in bigger markets like the Mexican market, European market, uh, part of the Asian market, and just start paying a little bit better. Get the undercards a little bit more attractive. That way, people are tuning into these pay per views a little bit earlier and not figuring out a way how to stream for free. Going into the seventh round, Maidana has shown a little bit of life, but once again, me as a judge, guys, I just feel like um, the guy who's going to win the fight is one who has more experience. The judges know that. They know that Barrios is one of these boxers that's fought in the big fights. And if he's going forward and Maidana, like he is right now, just riding with the ropes, going against the ropes, I honestly feel that that's just a recipe for let's just go to 12 rounds and I'll win by points. Because right now, in my opinion, I got Barrios 5-1, and it looks like the seventh round it's going to look the same, considering Maidana has a little bit more pep in his step. Maybe he could pitch a second half of this fight shutout, but as far as it looks right now, it doesn't look like Maidana wants. He's not showing that aggression, and I have a feeling it's a little bit of size. Barrios with a tremendous left hook, uh, pushing back Maidana into the ropes a little bit there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go ahead and leave a comment if you guys want to go ahead and like and subscribe so we can continue to grow and donate to our Cash App at the Stick and Move Pod. That we'll use every single one of those dollars to help our podcast grow. Now here comes Barrios imposing his size with a great 1-2 hook flurry over Maidana, and Maidana, oh man, and is trying to go high, but Barrios keeps slipping underneath and coming in with the great left cross. Um, my Barrios just seems too much for Maidana, considering considering Barrios having the little bunny over his left eye. But um, we just want to see a little bit more of a competitive fight. They're showing Caleb Plant onto the live stream. What do you guys think? So one of my other thoughts about making these fights a little bit more appealing that I actually like that the UFC does, besides besides having top notch undercards, is I kind of feel like I think it'd be a good idea to start putting rankings on these guys. That way, when people and the casual fan are watching and they see Barrios, the number 5 contender in his division, um, and they see Maidana, the number 9 contender, I'm just saying that perhaps people will be like, oh, it's number 6 versus number 9. That's actually very appealing. It's kind of like college football, when you see two ranked teams play each other in the top 25, top 10, top 15, top 5, people are more um are going to be more appeal to that. Most, as far as we know, all we see here, if you're just watching this fight as a newbie, maybe trying to get into boxing, all we have right now is just the names and the time, the color of the shorts, and what they're fighting for. No individual ranking. Um, but going back into this eighth round here, it's just looked much more the same. Barrios establishing the jab. Barrios' right eye is getting puffy, but his shots have been very much more effective. I don't think Maidana has been effective, considering that Barrios is a little bit puffy. I guess that doesn't make sense, but that is what I'm seeing. Um, I have this totally lopsided right now. Going into the eighth round, I have this 7-1 right now. Uh, and because Mario continues pushing the pace going forward versus Maidana, kind of relying a little bit on the counter, but his counter has not been as effective as right now. Barrios is going pretty good with his 1-2 combination, trying to land that left hook. Not as effective as Ryan Garcia, of course, which is another hot topic for another day. But Maidana trying to come back and counter, but he just keeps backpedaling this entire fight while Barrios keeps moving forward. Um, and as far as I can tell, they're just like tapping each other's on the glove. Barrios trying to become a little bit more aggressive. He just swung and missed with a good 1-2 stiff jab combination. But Maidana swiftly moving to the left. Yeah, right now I have Barrios up on the undercard. Larry Hazard's card, he has Barrios 68-64. I think that's a little too generous, but maybe within the last two rounds, I have Maidana kind of winning, but the sixth and seventh. But Barrios is coming back as he is establishing that jab. Guys, go ahead and leave a comment. We appreciate the attention, the love. Oh, great, great, great counter by Maidana with a great right jab as Barrios tries to react as well. And here comes Maidana pushing forward, trying to get forward as Barrios is trying to bring the fight into the middle of the ring so that it can become a little bit more aggressive. 23 seconds left. Maidana starting to pepper in, and Barrios sticking to the same game plan, keeping the same discipline as his guard seems to be a very high. Yeah, Barrios immediately throws a left hook as a counter at Barrios' head. A clever, ooh, very nice move by Maidana. Maidana showing a little bit of life. You know, since the sixth round, I would have given the first six rounds, first five rounds to Barrios, but this last three is showing that Maidana is showing a little bit of life. I have it 2-1 these last sixth, seventh, and eighth for Maidana. I could see it being 3-0 for Maidana as well. So hopefully in these championship rounds, supposedly that we can see a little bit more action into this fight. But anyways, going back right now, they're showing Canelo. He's taking pictures with Tank Davis. Ironically, considering that they've been battling back and forth, talking trash to each other, trying to claim the face of boxing. What do you guys think? Who do you guys have as the face of boxing right now? Is it Canelo? Is it Davis? Is it Ryan Garcia going into, well, until all the steroid allegations are true? What do you guys think about the steroid allegations? Leave it in the comments, and that way we can go ahead and respond. All right, so now going into the ninth ring, Maidana meeting Barrios into the center of the ring. He is trying to have a little bit more pep in his step, trying to bring the action towards Barrios, but Barrios once again pushing him against the ropes. Barrios establishing the jab as it feels like Maidana is just trying to set up the counter while Barrios is just trying to keep active. He knows that being active is probably the best thing to do in a fight like this, where there's not much action, where Maidana is relying on the counter, and Barrios knows, due to his veteranship, that the best thing he can do right now is just to keep going forward and continue establishing the jab. So that way, if it comes down to the judges, he does not leave anything behind. Maidana still relying too much on the counter into this fight. Guys, go ahead and leave a comment about this fight, what you're seeing right here, expectations for the Canelo Munguia fight, or what you guys think what's going on in boxing currently, like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, steroid allegations. Keep the comments coming, guys. Yeah. So, you know, Barrios, he's having a little, his offense has been slowing down since the middle of this fight. I think he's a little annoyed by a little bunny. He's getting a little puffy on the right side of his face as Maidana has been a little bit more active. Now, one thing I've always known about boxing judges is that they tend to get fooled a little bit in the terms of who is pushing the pace versus who's been a little bit more effective. And I kind of feel like right now, Maidana, yes, he's doing a good job countering, but for the most part, I'm not sure that he's been effective enough. Has his counter punches been effective? Yes, but man, they are so far in between. While Barrios comes in right now, about 51 seconds left. Sorry, Barrios comes in with a great 2 3 point combinations, throws two straight stiff jabs towards the right side of Maidana, and Maidana's just eating the punches, right? So Maidana's trying to find the right moment to counter. That jab that is landing for Barrios, while Maidana is right there, phenomenal left hook by Barrios as Maidana steps back, holding himself up, but does a good job because once again, Barrios does not. He hits them clean, and then he just goes back to the stiff jab instead of full on attack. Now, I know Ryan Garcia has been under the hot lights because of steroid allegations, but one thing I've always respected about Ryan Garcia is the fact that he comes to fight, win or lose. He's only lost once, but win or lose, he is aggressive. And if he hits anybody clean or stuns anybody, he goes full attack mode. And that is something I can appreciate. Right now, Barrios about hit Maidana clean with a great left hook. And instead of going to the attack, he keeps the same pace with the just peppering of the jab. I think he missed an opportunity as they go into the corners. I think Barrios won this round. So for most judges, they probably had Maidana winning the sixth, seventh, eighth round. I'm going to give the last round to Barrios, who was pitching a perfect shutout until that sixth round, and giving this eighth round to him, this ninth round to Barrios. Yeah, the fight is getting a little bit more action packed. Guys, go ahead and leave a question and comment what you guys think, what you guys are seeing right now, or what you guys think of the upcoming fight with Canelo and Maidana. You know. All right, we're here into the 10th round, 2:45 left, going into the round. Maidana doing a little bit more, but Barrios establishing the jab, pushing Maidana into the corner, becoming more aggressive with the hooks to the body, finally going low, going high. Barrios establishing that jab, becoming a little bit more effective, slipping through the guard as Maidana is trying to set up that counter. Okay. Yeah, now they're just sizing each other up. Great left hook by Barrios, pushing Maidana to the left. Great up down body punches from Barrios to Maidana. Maidana trying to figure out a way to break the lock combination of defense by Barrios, as Barrios has that high guard, just establishing the jab, going straight through Maidana's defensive guard, and Maidana throwing in very slow left right combination hooks that are doing nothing to Barrios. Actually, kind of not even um, doing anything. He's just pretty much touching gloves. Maidana is, oh man, it's so funny because if you just turn on the fight right now, you think Barrios is losing because his face is outrageously puffy, while Maidana looks pretty clean. But Barrios is establishing the jab. He is going through. Maidana's guard is going a little bit lower, and Barrios is taking advantage, peppering him to the face pretty much at will. About a minute left into the 10th round, and Barrios coming in with a great combination, with a great left jab, another left jab straight to the face, and Maidana is just pretty much sitting back and taking it. As far as this major undercard right here, I do kind of feel that for Barrios, he has a lot to climb up for. He's trying to work his way back up into this welterweight division, being one time I don't want to say he was ever a top tier in this welterweight division, but he was kind of a boxer that was, if you want respect on your resume, you fight this guy, like Thurman did on his comeback. Great combinations by Barrios. Maidana just sitting back, trying to counter, but not being as effective as Barrios' jabs have been. Guys, go ahead and leave a comment about what's going on in this fight, what you see in the upcoming. What are your predictions on Canelo versus Maidana? So about 10th round here, Barrios. Yeah, I got Barrios winning again. I have him. I only have right now Maidana winning 2 rounds so far into the 10th. I got 8-2 so far. So what do I think Maidana has to do to beat Canelo, as there's a break in between this fight? I hope, like I said earlier, I hope Maidana, I'm sorry, I hope Munguia watched a lot of Bivol fights. I hope he did. He watched the Bivol fight against Canelo, because that's the way you beat Canelo, trying to establish the jab. Floyd Mayweather did it successfully, even though that was over 10 years ago. Lara did it successfully. Triple G did it successfully. Canelo has a hard time with the jab because he is such an aggressive fighter that he loves going to the body, that he was willing to sacrifice getting hit by the stiff jab because for the most part, he has that phenomenal chin, pound for pound, greatest chin of all time. But here we are going into the 11th round. Barrios coming out with stiff jabs, stiff left jabs. Wow, Maidana, man, there's no sense of urgency going on with Maidana. And I'm thinking that the judges are seeing that clearly. Barrios is still keeping the pace. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like he's throwing aggressive combination. He's just sticking and moving pretty much, just peppering, slipping the jab a little bit better as the fight has gone down. Maidana's guard has gone a little bit lower, a little bit weaker as Barrios has been able to press past it. Um, I hate doing the comparison, especially when it comes to brothers or relatives, but you know, this Maidana right now, right here, is a way different fighter than his brother. His brother was a little bit of an awkward, aggressive, leave it all on the line fighter, always fighting in the middle of the ring. And here comes Barrios, like just right now, with a great left hook over the top right, coming back with the left. And Maidana, instead of feeling that urgency, is still just establishing the jab, not really putting any kind of aggression towards Barrios to try to steal the later part of these championship rounds. So as this fight continues on, going back to Munguia and Canelo, yeah, Munguia needs to establish a jab, use his size, but I think Canelo has that veteranship. I kind of feel like this fight is going to be one of those fights 10-2, 11-1, maybe 9-3 kind of fight. But as far as the undercard from Hazard, he has a 98-91. He sees Barrios pulling away. I see the same thing, to be honest with you. I don't really see that much coming from. I don't see that urgency from Maidana. I think he's happy to be here, have a shot at the interim welterweight title, and establish himself on the bigger stage. But Barrios is just too much, and that's a shame because Barrios is so puffed up that Maidana could have taken advantage going into these later rounds. As far as total punches landed throughout the fight, Barrios has landed 125 to Maidana's 72. So that should go to show that should show you that who has been the aggressive fighter. Doesn't necessarily tell the tale, but for this fight, it's definitely telling the tale as Barrios has been more effective with his jab. This fight is not action packed. Um, it's left a lot for desire, but for the most part, Barrios just seems to be using his veteranship to take control, and Maidana seems a little bit toasted under the hot lights. So, 11th round comes to an end. I'm giving it to Barrios again. Barrios, besides two, maybe three rounds, is pitching out a pretty good game right here for this fight. Let's see who hopefully this last round will bring fireworks as 12 rounds. But going back to Ryan Garcia, look, when it comes to the steroid allegations, I will say this. Interestingly enough, in my opinion, and Sam and I were gonna have an episode about everything going on about it this week. And this is where I stand. For Ryan Garcia, in my opinion, he is benefiting for being we're in a day and age today where, you know, conspiracy theories have been very much taken more. This is like the peak of conspiracy theories, and he has been a master at that. He knows how to manipulate social media, and it is showing. Do I think he did it? This is what I like about what Ryan Garcia has done. Going to the 12th round, let's see where before I go ahead and give you that comment, let me tell you what's going on. Usually 12th rounds are fireworks. But no, Barrios is coming out aggressive with a tremendous left hook, and Maidana just sitting back. This is the 12th round right here. This is the round. If he wants to be taken seriously and work his way in the ranks, he needs to show something here in this 12th round, and he's burning time. Barrios, on the other hand, continues with the left jab, continues going forward, keeping the pace. He came out aggressive, probably thinking that Maidana was going to come out aggressive. Ooh, and lands a great right, while Maidana counters with a great left jab, but not enough to wobble Barrios. Barrios there goes stiffening up his guard, his high guard, but Maidana not responding. In the beginning of this round, the first minute of this round, Barrios was coming out aggressive, thinking that Maidana would leave it all out on the line on this 12th round, but he's seeing the same thing from Maidana, just sitting back on his right foot. But Barrios coming in, great 1-2 combination, coming back around with the great right hook uh, across from Maidana. Uh, Great establishment of the jab. Maidana is keeping the pace. A minute 30 left. Let's see if anything can happen in this last minute 30. Maidana trying to bring the fight out from the ropes into the center of the ring, and Barrios is eating him up alive with that fantastic left jab that he is establishing. Unfortunately, not enough power. I don't see that thump that Barrios used to have before he got humbled those 2 times in back-to-back fights between Thurman and um, Tank Davis, of course. Okay, my Barrios going low to the body, pushing Maidana into the ropes as half of his butt goes past the ropes. If he's used the ropes for balance, Barrios going in the last 45 seconds. As far as I can tell, unless we see a Chavez last 30 seconds against Meldrick Taylor, I don't think Maidana is doing much. I think he's just happy to survive this fight, going the distance. This will be his third loss, in my opinion, into this into his career. Yeah, there's a clear difference between Marcos and his little brother Maidana into this fight, because we all know and love from Marcos Maidana. He always kept the fight interesting. He was a dangerous guy that nobody wanted to fight and such. So thank you guys for joining me. Go ahead and leave a comment into the. Go ahead and give us a comment about the fight, what you guys like about so far, comments about future episodes, and the fight is over. They're congratulating each other. I got Barrios 10-2, maybe 9-3. It's just a shame. Maidana has that potential. I could see it, but maybe a little bit overwhelmed. Okay. So going back to Ryan Garcia, what I do respect about this whole steroid allegation, a lot of times where there's a steroid allegation or you see an athlete under the hot lights, they usually tend to give the attention, like they won't respond. They'll give the they'll tell their publicist, or they'll tell their promoter to handle the negative press. And from the jump, Ryan Garcia has denied every single thing. He's posting multiple times a day. There's no way I did it. Whether you like the route he's using or not, with Jake Paul or not, with that whole conversation going on, he is talking to everybody. He's trying to sue VADA, and he's being aggressive, because I'll be honest with you, if I committed a crime, now steroids is not a crime, but in the world of boxing, it is. He's coming out with it and telling everybody that, you know what? I did not do anything. I have the proof. I have the receipts. Show me your receipts. And he's willing to go to court for it. And I respect that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think Ryan Garcia is guilty? Do you guys think he's not guilty? Are you guys following for the conspiracy theories? What do you guys think? All right, they're going into the cards right here. Let's see, about a few more minutes. Jimmy Lennon is out on the microphone. Let's see what we got here. 116, 111. All three judges. Mario Barrios, still the interim welterweight title champion. Yeah, this undercard was not as great. Figueroa coincidentally comes from close to my hometown. He's from that area. He had a good fighting, just too much for his undercard bout. I actually think he beat Fulton. That robbed him for a chance to fight in a way. But Figueroa has been always that exciting phone booth fighter. going to Barrios. He's a little bit of a different fighter. He's not as aggressive as he used to be. I think his getting humbled against Tank Davis and Thurman was very much hampered him throughout, kind of reestablishing himself as a different boxer. You know. Then again, also Barrios did get Maidana down to the mat. So, and you would have thought Maidana would have came back, but it is what it is. We're gonna see Mario Barrios. I don't know if this is enough to bring him back into that top tier, top contender in the welterweight division, that spectacular 147 division that's pretty much up for grabs now that Crawford is probably going to 154 permanently, maybe 160. And who knows, 168. So, guys, go ahead and leave a comment, guys. We appreciate you guys joining. Anybody have any questions, any episode ideas that you want Sam and I to do? Just go ahead and leave it in the comment box. We could talk about it now. That would be great. As you guys know, we have a new episode every Monday and Wednesday. So we got a comment here from the famous Akeem McCall. What's good, Trey? I think that Ryan was put in a bad situation because it seems either he was set up or he unintentionally took a supplement that was contaminated with illegal substances. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Thank you for that comment, famous Akeem McCall. Akeem McCall, I apologize. I don't know where he's getting his supplements from. You know, Sam and I have talked about this before. We talked about it with the What If episode on Miguel Cotto and versus Margarito. And to me, I honestly think that these fighters put so much trust into their training. You got to realize when they go to these trainers, whether if it's not the father who's raising them into the ring, a lot of times, in my opinion, these boxers, they get sold the goods from the trainer. Hey, I'm going to take care of you. We're going to do this. We're going to establish a diet. We're going to get you a nutritionist. We're going to handle your supplements. And they just go in there like kids because in a strange way, that's kind of what they're told to be. Look, you're here to get trained. You're here for the fight. We'll handle everything else. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was given bad supplements. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Famous Akeem McCall, what do you think? So you're saying that he was unintentionally took the supplements? Oh man, it is possible. I mean, we don't know what's inside of these supplements. I know they got the ingredients on the side, but for the most part, it just seems to be happening more often than not. And I don't know. I don't know. Let me see here. Um, Here's another comment from the famous Akeem McCall. Some supplements sometimes don't tell all ingredients. That is according to many doctors. Yeah, very true. And it's interesting. Now, I want to throw in a conversation, see what you guys think. We're always comparing modern athletes to past athletes, right? Who was better, Tyson Fury versus Muhammad Ali of the past, and of course, or Anthony Joshua, and of course, people will say Anthony Joshua because he's in phenomenal, spectacular shape. He has the modern technology and everything. Well, the guys back in the days, there was less regulation versus today. And I kind of feel like the boxers back then, similar to today, they kind of didn't really know where their supplements were coming from. They were just taking, hey, this is good for your muscles. This is good for rest. These supplements are good for certain vitamins and stuff like that. And I feel that in a strange way that these boxers, especially Ryan Garcia, I don't think they're paying that much attention. So when I compare the modern boxers to the older boxers, I kind of feel like, yes, there's better technology for them to be more aware. Now we have social media that gives us all the information we need versus back then. And I kind of feel like it's catching up. Like, I think boxers today are not keeping into account of what's in their bodies versus boxers back then who I don't want to say they were more aware, but there weren't as many options. You understand? You understand what I'm trying to say? That could be a little confusing, but I don't know. I just feel like with the Ryan Garcia thing, I think he's coming up in a time where ever since COVID happened a few years ago, everybody's been had their radar up on conspiracies, and that's what he's doing. And he's doing a phenomenal job. I'll be honest with you. I'm not much of a conspiracy theory guy, but he is um I don't know, he's changing the narrative. And I do like the fact for Ryan Garcia, besides the conspiracy part, I do like that he's challenging very much so the status quo. He is challenging Vada. He is stepping right into the fire and saying, look, I did not do anything. I can show you the proof. I have the receipts. His mom even jumped online, showed that he tested negative all throughout his training. I mean, that is something to take for account for, because if I'm guilty, if I feel like I'm not guilty and I'm being accused for something and there's no way that I did it, I'm going to come out and say I did not do it from the jump. And I can appreciate that from Ryan Garcia. Now, I don't know. So the next couple of weeks, we should find out probably by Friday or the middle of next week or the following week whether he did it or not. So leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Thank you, the famous Akeem McCall. I appreciate everything that you've always had your great commitment towards our channel. We appreciate you very much. Now going to the Saul Canelo versus Munguia fight. Those that have known me, Sam has known that I've been a big fan for Munguia for a very long time. And one thing I've always respected about Munguia is his chin. And I mean, look, when he fought Devchenko gave it to him, hit Munguia very clean, but Munguia has a top-notch chin, just like Canelo. I don't think this is going to be a knockout by any means. Can I see a stoppage where Canelo's a little bit more overwhelming? Yes, I do. Now, for me, the only way I can see Munguia winning this fight, in my opinion, is he's got to make this fight boring. He's got to go the Bivol approach and use the 1-2 jab, use his height, use his length, and just bother Canelo. The problem is Canelo, man, he's fought so many unique styles. Whether he fought it good or not, he knows how to counter those reactions. And to be honest with you, I don't see that much. I don't see Canelo deviating much from his game plan that he's always kept. I think he's going to go forward like he did with Jermell Charlo, and established those body punches that we all known and love. But I don't know. I think Munguia, another factor that people have slept on Munguia, that I think that might be a little bit of a that might hold him back, is the fact that he's never fought in lights under this. And Canelo has benefited bringing boxers, up and coming boxers, to the limelight. And a lot of times they just are just too shy, they're too hesitant, they're too overwhelmed by not only Canelo's aggressive nature, but with the bright lights. And I think that could hold back Munguia. Another thing that I saw from this Munguia fight, guys, by the way, leave a comment. Thank you, the famous Akima call. Thank you guys for watching and following. But the other thing that I can see from this, in my opinion, is when I see Canelo fight into these fights. I know people are upset that he hasn't fought Benavidez, and I get it. I'm a little bit upset too. Um, but it kind of feels like Canelo is going the Floyd Mayweather route, where a boxer has a good, spectacular previous two fights. And you know what? Let's bring him up. I remember he did that with Robert the Ghost Guerrero, who had a good two previous fights before Floyd Mayweather. People were like, wow, he has such a great jab. He is quick. Let's bring him up. And then Floyd Mayweather takes him apart. I kind of feel that Canelo's doing the same thing with Jaime Munguia, 43-0. I mean, look, if Canelo's about to call this, if he's on the home stretch of his career, I guarantee you guys, 10, 15, 20 years from now, and I've talked about this on the podcast, 10, 15, 20 years from now, I can see where we look at Canelo's record, and if you guys keep seeing these undefeated fighters, Jermel Charlo, Hope maybe Munguia, Caleb Plant undefeated at the time, Saunders undefeated at the time, Callum Smith undefeated at the time, all these boxers with the O and the belt, 10, 15, 20 years from now, the legacy is going to be much more appreciated. We tend to do that. We always forget who were these boxers like during their prime when they were trying to fight these established fighters. And here we are 10, 15, 20 years later. We did not believe in them then, but now that we look at the record decades later, we're kind of like, man, they were fantastic. They were great. So I think that's the approach that Canelo is taking into this fight. One thing that also impressed me about Canelo, he looks in fantastic shape. I think 175 is too big for him. He wasn't as redefined. He wasn't as cut as he is at 168. He's a lot faster at 168. Um, so Jimmy Leonard Jr. is in the middle of the ring, going to call out the fighters. Mariachis are behind him as Munguia is about to make his way. And they're going to start doing the national anthems, both for Mexico and I'm assuming the U.S. because the fight is, after all, in America. And that's also a little disappointing. As a Mexican American, as myself, I'm surprised this fight did not take place in Mexico. Very interesting. One thing I'll tell you guys, I'll give you a little history lesson, a little bit geography lesson, maybe, is that Mexicans and Mexico in general, they tend to be very territorial. Okay. The mainland of Mexico does not like the Baja side, the California side, I guess, of Mexico, and vice versa. To be honest with you, it's also north to south. They call it norteño, right? If you live on the norteño part of Mexico versus the southern part or on the beach side where Acapulco is, those kind of that area, that territory, or Tulum, that part, they don't like the norteño or the northern side. I'll give you another example. Like I'm Mexican American from Texas. We're called Tejanos. If I was to go to Mexico City right now and tell them that I'm Tejano, Texan, they will laugh me out. Even if my Spanish is spectacular or whatever, they would say, no, you're not a real Mexican. And to me, like that's kind of what we've always grown up with. So there is, considering Munguia's from the Baja side of the California side, there is, in fact, a rivalry. This is a rivalry fight. Yes, are they countrymen? Absolutely. But this is about territory. It's the mainland versus the Baja, and there's a lot to be said about that. So I'm excited. I want to know um, the post-fight reaction the day after because Twitter or X or wherever you get your instant news from online, that's gonna be a subtopic narrative: Baja versus the mainland. This is more about uh, supremacy in Mexico, and these are the top two guys I feel in the Mexican boxing category. So right now, the national anthem, Jimmy Lennon's going to go ahead. He is. Let's see what he's talking about here. Okay, he's announcing the mariachis for the United States. De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins been in the background. What do you guys think was going on with De La Hoya? Did you like him taking those shots against Canelo? Who do you think won that press conference? Was it De La Hoya? Was it Canelo? Um, Look, everybody loves a cussing Canelo, you know, but I'm not mad at what De La Hoya did per se. Now, those that have been watching my podcast, you guys know I was never a De La Hoya fan until what, November, December, when we had the most overrated boxers of all time. I'm sorry, when we watched the Trinidad versus De La Hoya fight. Oh man. For what I can tell, he was just trying to establish himself, let him know that, I had a lot to do with your career. Now, of course, Canelo, Um, has to do the fighting, but let's go to our comments. The famous Akeem McCall. I'm surprised this is not in Mexico. If it was in Mexico, it would be a guaranteed slugfest. That could be detrimental for both Canelo and Munguia due to the damage both would take. And here's another good perspective. I want to know where they would fight. To be honest with you, would it have been in Azteca? Azteca is right in Central America, and that is elevated. And I don't know if they want to put themselves through that kind of training. Now I know they usually train in northern part of California where they're elevated as well, but there's something about being in the humidity, being in the elements, and being that elevated. If they decide to fight in Azteca, which is 100,000 seat capacity, which would fill out easily, um, if these two were to fight there. But I don't know if they want to fight in that elevated territory. I mean, that takes so much out of both boxers. But that's a good question. Keep the questions coming. Seriously. Okay, so Munguia is about to come out. She's being introduced. Let's see here. Freddie Roach right behind him. And I'll be honest with you. I like Munguia being trained under Freddie Roach. I think he taught him a little bit about spacing, how to establish his jab, because when Munguia, majority of his 40 plus fights under Eric Morales, I mean, he was just in a phone booth the entire fight. He was willing to get slugged. And I think what Freddie Roach has done for him that I loved, that I saw against Ryder. Now, I know Ryder is, not a top tier boxer by any stretch of the means, but I liked how he established the space. He used a little bit of defense. Did he get tagged a lot against Ryder? Yes, but not as he normally would with Morales. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I think this is the first time Freddie Roach has trained a boxer opposite of Canelo since Cotto, and we all know that was not a good showing for Canelo. I mean, for Cotto, as that was more like a goodbye farewell tour that Canelo was. I mean, that Cotto was having against a young buck like Canelo. Almost 10 years. I think that was 2015. All right, so Minguia coming out to mariachis. Bernard Hopkins playing the air guitar, greeting Munguia. I like these alternative WBC belts that these boxers have nowadays. I know Fury did one. Canelo was doing like an Aztec version of them. Those are pretty cool. I like that. That's what they're doing. This one kind of resembles a sombrero. All right, here we go. Canelo showing him running to the mountains, camping in the cold. By the way, I gotta admit, I was pretty impressed with Canelo taking that polar plunge for as long as he did. Unbelievable, man. If you guys have been watching the zone 2 weeks prior before the fight. Let me see here. Who's walking out, Canelo? Let's see here. Canelo. All right, we got another comment from the famous Akeem McCall. De La Hoya did help bring up Canelo, but Canelo did deliver back. I hate when bosses act like they are a god and act like they made someone. De La Hoya did state facts, but Canelo deserved. Oh, 100%. I agree with you. He's the one in the ring. Now, did De La Hoya give him those prime undercard spots on the Mayweather Pacquiao cards that say he was coming up? Absolutely. But honestly, he was coming. Look, guys, I'm from the border of South Texas and McAllen, about a 3.5 hour drive south of San Antonio. And we heard of Canelo way before he was under Golden Boy. And here comes Canelo uh, with his theme song. He always does something spectacular, which, by the way, Sam and I, we're going to do a top 3 greatest entrances of all time. So here on the comments, give us some great all-time entrances that from boxers that you guys would like us to talk about on our Monday and Wednesday episode this week. All right. But I honestly just think that Canelo, for the most part, he did fight those fights. He took the risk. He took the chances, and look where he is now. You know. Okay, Canelo working out his jaw. I remember De La Hoya coincidentally would do that all the time. That was like really the first time I remember seeing a boxer doing the whole open jaw warm up before they get into the ring. Yeah. Okay, Canelo approaching the ring, very slow walking to the entrance. But when you're the face of boxing, that's one of the privileges you get. Sold out arena as usual. I'm curious to these pay per views. What do you guys think? You think Canelo's going to break 250,000 streams, or is he going to get 500,000? Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. What do you guys think? Also, what do you guys think of these pay per view numbers? Little side note here. Are the numbers really diluted? Because now that we live in a day and age where you could stream a fight for free, does that really count towards pay per views? I don't think they do. So if we're counting these free streams that are going on, maybe the pay per view numbers are fudged a little bit. Not to mention, Canelo has that new deal with Azteca Television, boxing television, which is a free channel. You could watch that for free right now in certain areas. So those are fudging with the pay per view numbers as well. So it's not so much that maybe Canelo or another boxer is not getting these fantastic pay per view streams. It's more like, do we live now in the free digital era? Is that fudging with the numbers? But then again, you see Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. I think that was the number 8 all time or top 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. Definitely top 10 pay per views ever in boxing history. And that was just literally almost a year ago, or it was a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, thank you guys for coming in. Canelo has made his way to the ring. Going to give you guys the blow by blow. Sam should be coming in hopefully for this fight. I know he had I know he's being held back a little bit. He has some situation to attend to. If not, hopefully he'll also show up for the post fight as we break down what we just saw. Also, very quickly, I made this makeshift scorecard that I'm going to keep up. Canelo Munguia, going to give you my round by round score and analysis as Jimmy Lennon right now introduces both boxers. Yeah. Munguia looks actually pretty relaxed. I like that. You know, one thing that bothered me about the weigh-in from Canelo versus Munguia is that Munguia looked a little shy. He looked a little awkward. Kind of reminded me when Canelo fought Korvalev. Korvalev just looked honored to be on the other side, making his biggest payday ever. Um, and he was like quite humble. He was on. I remember the interviews for Korvalev. He was happy just to have this opportunity to show that he is not too old for boxing. Of course, we know what happened in that fight. Munguia had that same body language going into those weigh-ins and the conferences that they were doing going into this fight, the early face-offs. But right now, as they are across from each other, Canelo getting warmed up, hopping around, leaning against the ropes, while Munguia looks very controlled, very cool. Of course, you know, once that bell rings, the real story will be told. Munguia getting his last touch-ups before going into the ring from his cut guy, putting a little last piece of Vaseline on. Thomas Taylor is the referee. Hopefully, does a better showing than the referee for Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. So ah, this is getting exciting. This is getting exciting. Yeah, Mexican flags by Munguia. I think it's interesting. Munguia is wearing Akron shorts, kind of like Canelo would do in his early career. Munguia. I think we Canelo has a little bit more influence than we tend to think that he does, whether you love him or hate him. Yeah, Tijuana, Mexico versus the mainland of Mexico on the Baja side. That is a rivalry, guys. There's people from Mexico City that believe if you are born on the Baja side, you're not a real Mexican, especially when it comes to boxing. All right, Mogia just getting introduced. He looks good. The Mexican flag waving. Canelo now. My Canelo looks great at 168. Like I said earlier, I did not like him at 175. He looked a little too pudgy. Now, granted, would I love to look like that kind of form of pudginess? Of course. But Munguia, Canelo, 33 years old, looks fantastic at 168. Looks extra cut. He looks actually, I think it looks better than when he fought Jermell Charlo. Came in a pound and a quarter from 168. Very impressive. Canelo wearing light blue, like a muted blue gloves, like a bluish gray glove. Has some brand new tattoos I can see. Here we go. Everybody clearing. Now they're at the face off. All right, let's get it going. Okay. Getting the last directions. All right. Here we go. All right, here we are. Center of the ring. Okay. Right there, Mugia coming out with the left jab. Canelo creating space, wearing black trunks with blue undertones. All right, there they are, just squaring each other up. Mungia with the left jab, just hitting straight, hitting glove from Canelo. Canelo, his shoulders a little bit perched. Interesting. I haven't really seen that from Canelo that much throughout his career. But Mungia, wow, Mungia has so much size on Canelo. He has to crouch down towards Canelo to get to eye level, which I don't think is a good idea. But Mungia coming out with just straight jabs, nothing's landing. Canelo always a notorious slow starter, but Munguia keeping the action. Now, I think if this was Munguia under Eric Morales, he would already try to get in, but he knows he's fighting a different boxer than he has in the past. Okay. Yeah. So Canelo just weaving right past. Nothing has really landed. No, nothing significant from Munguia, but Munguia, ooh, there goes a right cross, right hook from Canelo. Did not really land. And Munguia coming back with the jab. Ooh, Canelo with the left hook, but misses as they clinch in the middle of the ring, get separated. Okay, a little bit more action than normal coming from the first rounds, usually with in a Canelo fight. All right, Munguia peppering, but nothing effective really landing. Okay, okay, Munguia going low, trying to establish distance, trying to establish his jab. All right, he slips in with that left, going to 1-2, hitting glove from Canelo. Canelo keeping with the high guard, not really being punching back, not countering as much as normal. Munguia steps off. All right, showing his footwork there. I like that. Canelo trying to go forward. Okay. Canelo trying to go in, but Munguia going into the clinch, pushing Canelo against the ropes. Now a little bit of I see now here's the referee just like getting way into the middle, trying to tell his rules. Ay, just let him fight, man. Ooh, Canelo with a great left hook, another great right. As Munguia tries to come across and just misses completely. Munguia there goes with the jab. Canelo trying to go back into the body. This is the most action I see Canelo do in the first round in a while. All right, Munguia with a great left hook, going in, showing his size, establishing that jab. Munguia is this is what I've been talking about. Munguia is very good left hook from Canelo. He does not have that fear. I don't feel that from this time. Most boxers when they get in with Canelo for the first time, the first round, they're trying to feel it. The referee just crowding every wow. Okay, first round. I am going. Let me put the scorecard here. Very good round from Munguia. I got I got Munguia 10-9, established that jab. It got a little aggressive towards the middle. Now the referee is giving instruction to Munguia as he sits in his quarter with Freddie Roach. Very good first showing. As far as Canelo was trying to feel him out. I think Munguia put him out of his comfort zone a little bit earlier than he thought, as Canelo always wants to feel out the first two rounds. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if Canelo is gonna respond a little bit more aggressively. I'm not liking how the way this thing is going with the referee, but let's see how it goes. All right, now they're meeting in the center of the ring. One thing I'm going to appreciate from this fight is that they're meeting in the center. There you go. Canelo with a great jab, pushing Munguia's head back. Munguia has so much size on him, so much height that he's pretty much crouching down just to get to eye level. Um, But Munguia pushing forward, trying to establish the jab. Canelo is trying to counter. Great body shot, pushing Munguia back from Canelo on the left. And Munguia with the great two straight jabs to the head to Canelo. Canelo responding to the body as usual. Oh, a great left hook from Canelo, hitting mostly with gloves. So, see, Munguia's, he has a great jab. He's using that height. It is reminding me what I said earlier. It looks like he watched the Bivol film where he's establishing the 1-2 jabs because that is what's holding back Canelo. But Canelo coming back more aggressive, going towards the body, showing a little bit more action than we are normally used to. Now, here comes Munguia once again, trying to establish a jab, but boom, Canelo right there coming back with the counters. Great left counter, great right counter by Munguia, but Canelo keeps going back to the body. Okay. All right. Great body action by Munguia, showing his size to Canelo. Canelo trying to respond. Now, Munguia keeps this pace. We might see a completely different fight than we were expecting. Canelo coming back with a great left uppercut to the body, landing, but Munguia is pushing through. Okay, okay. They're trying to size each other up. Canelo trying to establish his jab. Great 1, 2, 3 from Canelo to the head, all connecting. Jaime Munguia trying to respond, not landing much. Man, that first minute was Munguia all day long. Canelo has come back, kept the pace to his liking, but Munguia now is establishing, pushing forward. Crowd is showing some reaction, showing some life. Yeah, there he goes. Great 3-point head combination from Munguia. Munguia is not showing any respect to Canelo. Ooh, great right cross from Munguia to Canelo. Oh, Canelo's against the ropes, but trying to push himself back into the center of the ring. Now Canelo is back into the center. Munguia showing fantastic aggression. Canelo trying to respond, but dang, he's trying to thump him out, but Munguia is just so much faster and active with the great hooks, great long jab. The jab is bothering Canelo, in my opinion. Wow, excellent, excellent. Canelo coming back with the great right jab. Man, you would think that this is already the fifth or sixth round. Canelo's hair is already up. He's already turning red. And Munguia looks like he was ready for this moment. I'm giving this second round to Munguia once again. Let's see here. Yeah. Once again, I got 10-9, 10-9, Munguia here. Canelo is doing a good job countering, but man, Munguia has been very much so the aggressive boxer. So we're gonna go ahead and see what ends up happening here into this fight, going into this third round. Very action packed. This is more action than I thought. I can appreciate this. All right, here we go. Going into the third round. Okay, here we go. All right, Munguia coming in. Everything's, yeah, it's starting to look the same here. Okay, hold on, guys. I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, see, Munguia is still coming around, showing his aggression, showing his youth and speed, showing his side. This is a different Munguia than I'm used to. Not only, when he was fighting under Eric Morales, he was always in a phone booth, but Munguia here showing his craft that Freddie Roach has supplied to him. This has been a great, fantastic showing by Munguia going into these early rounds. Maybe Canelo could turn it around, but Canelo looking a little bit aged in these early parts of the round. Okay. Yeah, Canelo trying to counter with the great left 1-2. But Munguia just keeps showing that aggression. Great jab, going high low with his combinations. Fantastic. Okay. Okay. So this is becoming a different fight, a little bit different than what we're expected as we're going to go into this fourth round here. Fantastic. Sorry about that. That guy is my. Okay, guys, make sure you guys go ahead and leave a comment as this fight continues going on. Okay. Okay, as they go into their corner. Yeah, this looks like a different fight. This is not the fight that Canelo is wanting right now. So I'm excited to see what these middle rounds are going to look like here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, Munguia is getting everything he wants. He is breaking through Canelo's guard, showing combination. He's fighting him exactly. Oh, great right. Oh, yeah, actually whipping Canelo's head back with a great right, stiff right jab. The crowd is on their feet. Munguia showing tremendous control. Munguia going into his corner, excited. The Mexican audience crowd, 90% of them have faces of disappointment as Canelo is standing and preferably and not sitting in his corner. Wow. It's just like what they're saying online. Munguia looks crisp. Canelo is showing his arrogance by standing in the corner while getting cleaned up by Reynoso. Trying to treat it like a sparring match that you're supposed to do while Munguia is sitting in the corner trying to stay focused. If this is the way the fight's going to look like, I got it so far 3-0 for Munguia. 3-0. Guy Munguia looks sharp, guys. Fantastic. Maybe this is the changing of the guard. See, they're showing the highlights here with Mungia doing great body, high, low, and low and high combinations, and even wow. Okay, now we're here in the fourth round. Mungia coming out again, using that aggressiveness. He's kind of doing a throwback as when he fought under the likes of Morales, being more in a phone booth. He is putting Canelo into a phone booth, and Canelo is trying to establish himself into this jab. There's a good step left jab from Canelo. Munguia is coming in. He looks like the fresher, more younger body. Hazard gave the second round to Canelo. I don't know if I could do that. I got it 3-0, 30-27 so far. Okay. Here comes Canelo with the overright. Connects, but tries to follow through with the uppercut left hand does not connect. Jaime Munguia with the phenomenal, great combinations to the bodies and to the face, going in with the uppercut. Canelo missing it, dodging it. Yeah. Munguia is keeping up. Ooh, fantastic right cross by Canelo. That probably would have knocked down 90-95% of the boxers. But like I've been saying, you guys, Munguia has a phenomenal chin. That would have knocked down most boxers. But Munguia just punching right through it, breaking the guard of Canelo as Canelo is going to the body, trying to pepper up and down. Canelo has his bottom jaw hanging. He is getting some deep breaths. I do not like that from our champion right here. Undisputed super middleweight world title on the line. Munguia establishing that jab as well. Wow. This is not the fight that most people predicted. In my opinion, this could be the change in the guard because I am liking what I'm seeing from Munguia here. Okay, great uppercut by Munguia. Just like we've always known about Canelo, he can take it, but they're right there going in the phone booth against the ropes. Oh, I did not like that lethargic right cross by Canelo in this fourth round. That does not look like him. This fight is resembling Bivol versus Canelo tremendously, in my opinion. Ooh, Jaime Munguia with a fantastic right hook, taking away Canelo. Great right cross by Canelo. Great uppercut by Canelo. The crowd is up on their feet. They're just throwing dukes out. I don't know if this. Oh, Munguia down to the ground with an uppercut from Canelo. Canelo straight to his corner. Munguia on the mat as Munguia was showing complete dominance, but gets caught by Canelo. Ooh, broken nose. Oh, wow. Wow. This is the veteranship that we know from Canelo. Here he comes. They're meeting back in the set. Ooh, with a great left hook from Canelo. Great over the top by Canelo. Wow. Different fight ever seen here in this fourth round. Going up on the uppercut the last 10 seconds. Unbelievable. Ooh, great 1-2 combination from Canelo. Woo! Wow, that drop by Canelo really started to save him as it's bringing life to the ring. Unbelievable. Great comeback. Great comeback. The crowd is up. The crowd is hyped. I got it 10-8 for Canelo. He is down just by the straight up numbers, down by a single round. But that one knockdown could be the game changer. Fantastic. As Jaime Munguia went for a great left hook. Here comes Canelo with the great going high, great uppercut. Woo! Fantastic. Wow, wow. I think that's the first time Munguia has been on the mat, right? If I'm not mistaken. Did Derevchenko get him on the map? Maybe you guys can help me. Yeah, Sam, go ahead. Posting him. My man, Sam, we miss you here on the live as Canelo just shakes him down to the ribs. Great shots. Is this going to be enough? What are we going to see? I don't know if this fight's going to go the distance. In my opinion, before Munguia went down, Canelo was looking bruised. He was looking tired, but let's see what continues to happen. Thank you, my man, Sam. All right, here comes Canelo. Man, he's throwing those lethargic haymakers. Canelo is, but he's kind of been doing that the past 5 to 10 fights, to be honest with you. But here comes Munguia. Let's see if that knockdown, uh, is going to change his game plan a little bit. And as by what I can see right now, Jaime Munguia is um establishing that jab. He is not as aggressive as he was the first 3 rounds, and now Canelo's pushing the pace. Here comes Munguia trying to establish a jab once again, trying to get back to his former self before that knockdown. But Canelo is just keeping that pace forward. Fantastic, fantastic. Ooh, Canelo with a great high-low 1, 2, 3 combination as Munguia is trying to establish himself, trying to get back. Ooh, a great left stiff jab by Canelo to Jaime Munguia, setting back Munguia. But man, this is just the nature. This is old school Mexican boxing. Those young strawweights. Canelo with a great 1, 2 combination to the chin. Right, once again pushing back Munguia a little bit as they get into the clinch. Okay, now here comes Canelo right here. Let's see. We got another comment from the famous Akima call. Yes, Manguia's leg's not going to make it. Ooh, we're going to see. We're going to see Canelo now establishing that jab. Interesting. I haven't seen this kind of, and it's interesting. I want to say this as Canelo continues landing this jab. Munguia's jabs are getting slower, in my opinion. Look at that left hook he just threw. Very slow from Munguia as Canelo is just weighing him down. We haven't really seen a war from Canelo in his entire career. This could be his first major one. So, this is going to be a throwback. We're going to see what kind of fighters are going to come out of this as Canelo is establishing himself and Munguia desperately holding on to life, but not really affecting Canelo, not one bit whatsoever. Ooh, Canelo with a great right hook. Uh, and a great uppercut that just landed. Munguia trying to get in. Ooh, Munguia wobbled by that left hook. Oh, another great 1, 2 punch. Great coming straight from Canelo with that left stiff jab, pushing back Munguia. Canelo pushing, putting the pressure forward with the phenomenal right hook right there. Oh, another great. Wow, Canelo with a great uppercut on Munguia. Munguia tries to come in, peppering in. And wow, fantastic. We're coming into the last 15 rounds. So leaving it into the middle of this round. This is a great, fantastic war that is going on as they come into the last 10 seconds of this fifth round. Canelo showing control, showing who he is as a four-time, as the undisputed champ. Wow, great round for Canelo. I got this one 10-9 as well. Let's see. Canelo round 5 for Sam. I agree. Let's see here. Where's my marker? 10-9. Now, what we're seeing in these rounds is Canelo breaking Munguia's guard. Right now, I got it 10-9, 10-8, the last two rounds for Canelo, evening the fight. Technically, by the mathematics, Canelo showing mad disrespect by not even sitting down on the bench as as if he's sparring, not even sitting down in between rounds. Kind of reminded me when he fought against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. that first time. Yeah, I agree with you, Sam. Jaime is slowing down. His guard seems to be weak. His face is getting puffy, while Canelo seems to just be going. Now we're going to see here in this fifth round. Unbelievable. This is a great fight. Great fight. You're seeing the veteranship. You're seeing the young naivete from Munguia as Canelo goes in with a great left hook, but just misses, finally showing that speed. Here it goes. There goes Canelo establishing that jab once again. And again, another left jab while Jaime Munguia crouching down to Canelo's level. He's been doing that since the beginning of the fight. There goes, yeah. See, Munguia is just hitting gloves, barely tapping the glove. Ooh, great left hook, double left hook, feint from Canelo that pushes back Canelo. Ooh, Canelo with a great uppercut. I'm sorry, that pushed back Munguia early. I apologize. And Munguia just trying to survive here in this fifth round. Ooh, actually does a great left hook on Canelo. As Canelo is, great left hook from Canelo once again on Munguia. Munguia's head whips backwards. Canelo trying to become a little bit more surgical in his approach, which is very strange. He is actually going more higher than lower. We've known Canelo more as a body puncher, but here he is establishing the jabs to the head and breaking that guard very well. That just goes to show you what is most likely going through Jaime Munguia as he's trying to use his size and length as an advantage, just not working, is that Munguia does not want to let go of that body protection because he knows that that Canelo is setting up those high jabs to once again go to that body. Phenomenal left hook by Canelo once again. Jaime Munguia showing great combinations, but hitting mostly shoulders, which is effective move. Canelo's done that before. Jaime Munguia now finally pushing back Canelo a little bit, but Canelo just too much and too precise with these great, fantastic hooks and jabs. Here comes Jaime Munguia trying to start finally breaking the guard with a great left stiff jab. But Canelo once again responding with great body combinations, going low, going high. Fantastic move. Here we go. Last last minute of the round. The referee getting in. Accidental headbutt seems like, but nothing too effective. Munguia is still dangerous coming from Sam. I agree 100 million percent. And Canelo knows that. That's why he is respecting the power a little bit, trying to break through. But Canelo's veteranship, his leadership, you're seeing it right here in these early middle rounds here in the middle part of this fight. It's been a totally different fight from the first 3 rounds so far. Munguia doing pretty good, establishing, closing this round very well from Munguia. But man, so much that. Ooh, great left hook from Canelo. Another great left hook from Canelo. Yeah, Canelo got what he wanted here in this round. Munguia showed a little bit of life. He is coming back to his normal self, but Canelo seems to have turned up the heat. I am giving that one to Canelo once again, taking the lead overall. Munguia almost going down in that round also. Canelo is starting to connect coming from Sam. Absolutely. After that shaky start from Canelo, Canelo has showed his veteranship with a phenomenal overright that he's been doing throughout this fight so far. All right, now we're going into the 7th round. Canelo once again not sitting in between rounds, showing that disrespect. I don't know. What do you guys see? You think that's disrespectful when the other opposing boxer does not go in? Famous Akeem McCall, Munguia's legs are not going to make it. I agree with you. Coming from San, here we are, 7th round here. Jaime Munguia with the jabs, hitting nothing but ooh, Canelo with that great 1-2. Once again, does it again. Canelo gaining that confidence, establishing himself. Ooh, great left hook from Canelo on Munguia. The entire crowd is up on their feet. Munguia trying to establish himself, trying to get back to those early rounds. Now he's coming back with Munguia is coming back with a little bit more aggressive nature. Oh, great right hook from Canelo, pushing back Munguia. Oh, another right hook from Canelo. Canelo showing his veteranship, his power, his dominance. Nothing seems to be hurting Canelo. If anything, it's just the endurance. You know, Canelo's always had it rough with endurance, and I think that's the only thing slowing him down. But other than that, Munguia's power does not seem to be affecting Canelo, as Canelo is showing great counter abilities on his right and left, especially going high. I have a feeling. Okay, Munguia establishing those jabs, going to the body and a 1-2 connection, but not hurting Canelo one bit whatsoever. Munguia trying to come in. There goes Canelo with another left, landing clean. Canelo trying to establish his jab. Normally around this time, Canelo likes to take a round off or two. I don't think he has that because of the early round success by Munguia. But Canelo is just showing complete dominance. I wouldn't be surprised if there are a great body connection by Canelo. Ooh, great left hook to the top of the head of Munguia. Fantastic. Munguia getting wobbled once again from a body shot from Canelo on the left side of his ribs. But Munguia trying to come back. Ooh, with a great right hook coming from Munguia to Canelo, putting Canelo to the ropes. I think this is where Canelo does his normal wrestling. Ooh, great left hook. 1-2 combination, pushing back Munguia as good. Canelo is showing his complete dominance throughout this round. Wow. Wow, unbelievable. Most boxers, when they're in the corner like that, can have a hard time punching their waist, themselves out. But Canelo does that so fantastically right now. That is one that's going to be on the highlights. Canelo with the with the uppercut. He is getting what he wants. Sam Canelo, round 6. Absolutely. We're here in the 7th round. Sorry for the late post there, Sam. Getting a little emotionally involved. But Canelo showing complete dominance. Canelo now just kind of playing games a little bit, kind of doing his little sidestep dance while Jaime Munguia tries to establish. The audience is up on their feet as Canelo is going to the body. Ooh, great left hook by Canelo. Ooh, another great left hook by Canelo. Munguia is getting frustrated. Munguia is getting hit so cleanly by Canelo. This is veteranship at its best, guys. All right. Once again, Canelo with the win. Let's see if he's going to stand or sit. No, he is standing. He is standing, leaning against the ropes in between rounds. Unbelievable. I gotta leave the cap off on these markers. I don't know why I keep putting it back on. But once again, now I got Canelo on a 4 round shutout, including that knockdown on the fourth round, 10-8. Let's see what we got here. Munguia is a big dude coming from Sam. Absolutely. He is a monster. He is crouching down. And that's the other thing that Bivol did not do when he fought Canelo. Bivol did not go down to Canelo's level. He did that. Canelo, I mean, Bivol, in my opinion, has the best, probably the best 1-2 stiff jab in the game currently. And he did not crouch down to Canelo's level. Munguia is doing that. They're showing the highlights with Canelo with that phenomenal rib shot. Canelo giving Munguia a boxing lesson coming from the famous Akeem McCall. I agree with you. And I'll be honest, looking at those first 3 rounds, the way Munguia was dominating those first 3 rounds, it was not looking good. But we're seeing the adaptability coming from Canelo. Here in the eighth round, Munguia is trying to establish the jab, nothing breaking through. It's more like peppering. Canelo right now trying to size up Munguia. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I think if this is a one round for Canelo with a great left hook. Munguia just seems a little bit overwhelmed. Canelo showing, it's so weird getting a master class from a thumper. Okay, the famous Akeem McCall. Bivol is the best fundamental boxer out. He's extremely technically skilled. I am actually devastated that the Better Beef and Bivol fight is not happening. That would have been a skill versus that quick thumper. Munguia showing a little bit of life with good high-low combinations. Canelo just taking it like he normally does. That's the other thing, man. Is there anybody really any better than taking shots without being moved like Canelo? Because Canelo is taking it right now. Munguia is being aggressive, but Canelo just moving forward. Kind of like he's conserving his energy a little bit. A little bit of a rope a dope, except instead of leaning against the ropes, they're in the middle of the ring. And I respect that tremendous. Mexican, old school Mexican style fight. Fantastic. Okay, referee calling a little break in between the last minute of the fight, last 15 in the eighth round. Canelo pushing forward, pushing forward. Okay, Canelo with a great left jab once again. Munguia, with another great left jab from Canelo, ending this fight. Some fan in the background is already calling this fight over. But great left hook from Canelo. Great 1-2 combination uppercut, ending with an uppercut from Canelo, pushing back Munguia. Munguia's guard is high as he's trying to survive this last eighth round here. Okay. Canelo going forward. Canelo so far picking the shutout since that third round, in my opinion. A great jab once again. Great left jab. Great 1-2 from Canelo. Fantastic. Another great jab from Canelo. Canelo is getting what he wants. One thing I'm noticing from Munguia, even though he is kind of stepping in the ring, his guard is lower than it's been. Now Munguia pushing Canelo back into the ropes. So a good combination. Canelo showing, I don't know if it's frustration or if he's just acting, but Canelo kind of feel like taking this round, but I wouldn't be surprised. I might give that round to Munguia just because of activity. I don't know if he was that effective as Canelo's jabs, but Munguia's activity in this round, I'm going to give Munguia the nod for this one. Let's see here. All right. I got it 10-9. Munguia for that one, but I can see where Canelo won that round because his punches were more effective. I just like the activity from Munguia. I'm kind of wavering. I kind of want to go back on my scorecard a little bit on that eighth round, but I'll keep it the way it is. Right now, Munguia Canelo has a lead. Awesome fight. Awesome fight. Canelo once again standing in the corner, not sitting down in between rounds. I can see if this is the case, this is when Canelo comes alive. I think that eighth round, Canelo kind of took, great uppercut from Canelo to start the round, catching Munguia off guard. Munguia trying to come back in, swinging in. I've always praised Munguia's chin, and he's showing. Even though he went down on the mat, I am appreciating Munguia's chin in this fight because this fight would have been over for 9 out of 10 boxers that Canelo has fought a long time ago, in my opinion. Okay, Munguia being active, but he's not being effective. Nothing has landed as much. All right, he's going into the body. Canelo closing his guard. Canelo switching back with him to the body. All right, great great uppercut from Canelo. Jaime Munguia keeps persisting forward though. Ooh, great right cross from Munguia. Munguia showing his youth right here. Great combination coming back from great counter from Canelo, followed by an uppercut. Great right uppercut. Great body jab. Munguia with a great right jab. Another one from Munguia. All right, now we're getting a fight here. This is exciting. Now the crowd is up. Canelo fighting back. Throwing those thumping body shots, going high, going low, connecting. Great combination from Canelo to the head. Great three-punch combination. Canelo showing his veteranship, showing his leadership, showing his wisdom in the ring as Munguia tries his best to bring in those early round energy into this later half of the championship round. Here comes the referee. Canelo's upset at the ref. A little bit of a low body shot from Munguia as the referee is telling Canelo, "You're all right." Canelo is waving it off. Let's just go. All right. Great left hook from Canelo from the separation of the ref. Okay, a minute left into this round. Okay. Great combinations coming from Munguia. Trying to go into the body, but Canelo just blocking, shielding. Great right cross. Okay. Great uppercut from Canelo. Munguia showing aggressiveness. The crowd is up on their feet. Canelo turns Munguia into the ropes as Munguia clinches, gets separations from the referee as Munguia tries to use his size for his advantage. Canelo with a great right cross. Wow, this is a round. Okay. Okay. If I am going to score this round going to this round, as this round concludes, in my opinion, yes, Munguia was a little bit more active, but geez, Canelo's crosses and hooks have been devastating and more effective. Just to even out the last round, I'm going to give Canelo this round right here based on the effective jabs, the effective hooks, and that early uppercut into this round. Munguia's jaw, mouth is wide open from exhaustion. Is Canelo going to sit? Probably not. Let's see what happens here. Let me make this a little bit cleaner. Okay, for this one, I got 10-9 for Canelo going into these rounds right here. There's like a who's who in the audience. Fundura, Benavides there, Tank Davis is there, Caleb Plant is there. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like right now, they're showing the highlights of this round. Even though Munguia was very active, I don't think his punches were breaking the guard of Canelo as much as Canelo's fewer shots were as effective. Okay, now we're in the championship round, the official start, whatever that means, that 10th round. Munguia comes out just hitting gloves as he's been most of this fight. Okay, Canelo against the ropes. But as Munguia is trying to establish himself, they got it 88-82. They got a 5-round shutout from the 4th round on from Canelo, uh, coming from Hazard's scorecard. It's just one of those where who's being more effective in the punches. Canelo showing control. Once again, even it's so funny. Canelo just landed a great left hook that hit the gloves of Munguia, but Munguia takes 2 steps back, feeling the power through the gloves. That just goes to show you that Canelo has that power that just goes through most of everybody's defense. I am appreciating Munguia's activity in this round. It's early part of the round. It's just not breaking the guard of Canelo. Ooh, great left cross from Munguia as Canelo does turn his face with the punch. Okay, they're fighting. They're in a phone booth right now. They're just leaning on each other as Munguia. This is the kind of fight that he likes. Canelo hasn't been in one of these kind. This is one of the best wars, even though it's been lopsided for Canelo in his advantage that he's been in. A boxer that's actually punching back. If we would have seen 10% of this from Jamel Charlo would be still be serious. But Canelo just showing his experience in the ring, considering his inexperience of being in a phone booth. That shows you all those years as a youthful fighter, that old style that he used to have. Now using his craft and his cunningness in the ring and getting what he wants from Munguia. Guys, keep the comments coming. We appreciate everything that you guys have given us to this podcast. But going into this 10th round, Munguia showing a lot of activity. I'm just not seeing anything. And right there, great uppercut from Canelo. Canelo's getting what he wants. He's not punching in volume like Munguia is, but Canelo's punching right there. Great left jab, a great right hook from Canelo, landing on Munguia. Canelo is just breaking the guard as Munguia's guard has also gone a little bit lower and fighting to the height of Canelo, in my opinion. Canelo showing great leadership into this round, getting what he wants. Just landed a great left jab as Munguia continues to crouch down to Canelo's eye level. Use your high. Ooh, great 1-2 combination, landing with a great right hook from Canelo onto pushing back Munguia. As this 10th round, I'm going Canelo once again. Ten nine for Canelo. Considering that Munguia landed great combinations, it's just the volume of great combos that Canelo has landed. Higher percentage, in my opinion. Of course, we'll find that out after the fight. But Canelo, once again, not sitting in between rounds. So is this arrogance? Is this him showing off his endurance? What do you guys think? Go ahead and leave a comment, guys. We appreciate your love for our channel. Munguia seems to be a little bit overwhelmed going to these last 2 rounds. Fantastic. T-Mobile Arena for this Mexican holiday, Cinco de Mayo. All right. Canelo comes out establishing his jab. Great. I think this has also been the fight that Canelo's been looking for a long time. He had it with Triple G, but this is more. I think this means a little. Ooh, great left jab again from Canelo, pushing the head back of Munguia. They get into the clinch. Okay, 2:30 left into the 11th round. Yeah. As far as body shots landed to this fight, Canelo has 43, Munguia has 44. It's just which ones have been more effective. And Canelo, in my opinion, not even close, but the more effective punches to the body as he just landed a great 1-2 combination to the head. All right. Here comes Munguia holding up the guard, embracing the body shots from Canelo as Canelo lands a great left right there. Munguia still coming through. Right now, Larry Hazard's car has 98-91. For Canelo has him pretty much pitching a shutout since that 3rd round and that 4th round knockdown by Canelo as Munguia hit the canvas. Munguia has not really responded well since those early dominant 3 rounds, but great left hook once again from Canelo. Canelo is getting what he wants in this fight. I do appreciate the activity from Munguia. It's just I'm not seeing that effectiveness. Canelo calling for the headbutt as they did crash into each other. Now the referee checking each other. Let's see. Anybody bleeding? No. All right. Now they're met back into the ring. Okay. Good. Good 1-2 stiff jab left from Jaime Munguia. There goes Canelo breaking to the guard again. Wow. Okay, fantastic. Canelo showing his dominance right here. Munguia also still showing his youth with his continuously moving forward. Now, if we want to call this a master class from Canelo, I'm not there yet. I don't know if you can have a master class, sacrificing getting hit as Canelo is getting hit. Um, But at the same time, I think he's showing like I still got it. I still got the power. I can punch through any guard. And in that sense, I guess it is a master class. Thank you, the famous Akeem McCall, showing Munguia that there's levels to this. And I got to be honest with you, if Munguia survives this fight, maybe even pulling off an upset in these last rounds, I doubt it though. Um, Canelo just showing complete veteranship, showing power. Munguia has the future. He might have a blemish on his record from Canelo, but that kind of reminds me of when Canelo fought Mayweather. That was kind of like handing of the baton into that fight. I'm giving that round to Canelo once again. Here we go. Ooh. 10-9. 10-9. Canelo right here. You guys have any comments? Go ahead and leave it on here. Ah, all right, coming from Sam, Munguia would give anybody problems. I think he has a problem at 168. He would dominate Caleb Plant, in my opinion. I even think he would be a good matchup for Benavidez if Benavidez wants to come back down. Uh, I agree with you, Sam. Both are warriors, no doubt about it. Munguia definitely earned the respect. This is not a loss for Munguia going into this last round. Robert Garcia said that it's a win-win for Munguia. Coming from the famous Akeem McCall, this is a learning experience for Munguia, but in order to beat Canelo, you have to box him. And I agree with you 100%. Thank you, famous Akeem McCall. Appreciate that very much. All right, going into this last round, Munguia coming out. Yeah, there goes Canelo with a great left hook once again. But Munguia showing that energy. This is the last round. You leave it all out there. Anything can happen. He knows that. And here comes Canelo. Ooh, with a great 1-2 combination, landing with a great left hook. Munguia missing, but he is active. Canelo with another great left hook, trying to go with the uppercut. This is old school. I'm loving this. This old school Mexican style where they're leaving it all out in that 10th round. Munguia with a great uppercut in the middle of that ring, and Canelo just absorbs it. Unbelievable. That would have knocked down most boxers, but it is what it is. Canelo with a great 1-2 and a great stiff left jab on Munguia. Canelo getting what he wants once again in this fight. But here comes Munguia with a great great 1-2 left on that stiff jab right there. Munguia looks tired. He's throwing haymakers. Canelo is making him swing and miss, which always like, ooh, great 1-2 combination to the body and then straight left cross to the chin coming from Canelo. Another great body shot from, another uppercut from Canelo. Munguia with the left hook. Fantastic round so far coming from Canelo to end this round. This is what Canelo has always talked about in his training. He's like, I don't mind throwing down. Unfortunately, a lot of boxers, with the exception of Triple G that I can think of off the top of my head, has brought the fight to Canelo, and this is one of those exceptions. Munguia brought the fight. Ooh, Canelo with a great left over the head that wobbled Munguia. Just over a minute left. Ooh, great 1-2 from Canelo. Munguia is wobbled. His legs is moving. He clinches onto Canelo, saving him as Munguia bounces off the ropes. They meet in the center of the ring. Canelo showing his masterful body combinations from the body to the top as Munguia is trying to make it to the last 30 seconds. Ooh, great left hook from Canelo. Another great left hook from Canelo. This has been fantastic, fantastic showing. Great uppercut. Ooh, Munguia, good combinations coming from Munguia, but Canelo responding backwards. Last 20 seconds, last 15. Canelo, ooh. Oh, ooh, great 1-2 from Canelo. Man, these punches from Munguia or Canelo would have knocked out anybody else. Oh, great uppercut from Canelo. The last 10 rounds, the audience is on their feet cheering. They saw a show tonight. Great 1-2 from Canelo, ending the round, ending the fight as they greet each other. Wow, 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 wow. All right, I got Canelo 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, I agree with Sam. Sam has it for Canelo as well. Let's see. Let's do the math. I got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 89, 98, 107. I got it 116. All right. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 71, 81, 91, 101. I got it. I got it 111, 116 for Canelo in this fight. We're going to see what the scorecards say. So let's see what happens here. All right, from the famous Akeem Shaw, great show. We saw it fight. Canelo did what most thought he would do. I agree with you 100%. And this is the fight that Canelo's been asking for. Just a lot of boxers with the big bright lights tend to, wilter, and Jaime Munguia showed up for it. Yes, he got dominated in this fight, absolutely, but you see that potential. My question to you guys is Munguia now the new boogeyman of the um the middleweight division? Do boxers want to fight against Munguia? He just fought the Iron Chin, probably pound for pound the greatest chin of all time, because Munguia landed some shots that most boxers uh would have gone down from. Sam here stating got clean sweep from the fourth round on. I believe the same thing. I think Hazard had the second round for Canelo. I had it 0-3 for Munguia going into that fourth round. Let's see here. We're going to the yeah. It's kind of like Canelo lured in Munguia. Munguia with that early success, kind of like snake charm. Canelo snake charmed Munguia to loosen that guard, and in that fourth round, when he knocked him onto that canvas, Munguia was not the same anymore. Munguia did come on a little bit later, showing tremendous pride, but in my opinion, that was Canelo just put him through the snake charmer. Fantastic, fantastic. This is the kind of war we want to see from these guys. All right, from the famous Akeem McCall. Munguia is not the boogeyman. Boxers call him out. He ducked Andrade and Janet. And Janibek is one of those boxers I want to see a little bit more often as well. Munguia has great fights coming. I agree with you. Janibek is, he needs a little bit more experience. I think he only has a few fights under his belts. But we're gonna see it. They're gonna make the announcement. Janet Beck is a good fighter, no doubt about it. He's the new guy, the new hype guy in the 168 division. All right, here we go. 117, 110, 116, 111. That's what I had. 115, 112. Canelo is still the unanimous decision winner, guys. Fantastic, fantastic event. I loved it. I like that comment, the famous Akima call, Mugia. Uh, I would like to see the Andrade fight. I don't know if Andrade is the same after Benavides, but as far as Janibek and Munguia, that is a style made for each other, and I would love to see them because they will fight in the middle of the fight of the ring entirely. In that fight, I'll be one of those fight of the year candidates, in my opinion. Here we are with the announcements. Viva Mexico, cabrones. Yeah. Canelo takes the win. Let's see here. Dan Rafael. See what Dan Rafael has to say. Yeah. Most people are saying the 115 to 112 card is a joke. Look, guys, it was not that close in my opinion. I had it one more point for Canelo. Canelo calling out Munguia saying that he's a little so that he saw all his punches, but he hopes that he got confidence. You know, they asked him, "Is he the best Mexican boxer?" And Canelo goes, "No, I'm not." That goes to show you his humbleness. I know a lot of people have a lot of animosity towards him. That's what I've always said about him. It's one of the reasons why I like him a lot. He's been very humbled in these fights, win or lose, of course. Now they're bringing up Benavides. He's saying if the money is right, that he will fight him. So he says to make the call. If the money is right, I can fight him right now. Yeah, he's pretty much saying at this last part, like, look, I fought everybody. Everybody wanted me to fight. Even if I fight Benavides, it's going to be somebody else. So if the money's right, he's going to fight. The famous Akeem McCall. I am an Andrade Crawford and Thurman fan, but they are in my last nerves. And you know why? Just fight, guys. Look, I love Crawford too. You've been a loyal supporter of our podcast, Akeem McCall, and Crawford needs to fight. If he wants to be the face of boxing, he needs to fight more than once a year. He's gonna go on 13 months. Thurman as well. He took that hiatus after COVID and has never been the same. I don't know if he's been the same since Pacquiao, but I would like to see Thurman too. I was a big fan of Thurman too with that big old rat tail ponytail he used to have. Um, all right. Now they're interviewing Munguia. I'm happy for Munguia. He came to fight. He did not do what Charlo did and just lean back, just take the paycheck. Munguia earned this 5, 10 million, however much he's getting for this fight, maybe more, maybe less. But he showed that he's a good young buck. I want to see him against Janabek. I want to see him against Andrade. Does he go back to 160? That's so crazy because those early rounds, I was literally about to say Canelo looks tired. Reminded me when he fought Bivol that he just looked puffy. He looked tired already, but then just pitches a shutout. Pretty much since then, I think I gave one more round to Munguia. But maybe this could be such a good learning experience. Munguia can turn it around. Okay, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it at this. Guys, I appreciate y'all showing up to the boxing match here, trusting me. I wish Sam would have joined, but he has some family scenario situation coming up. And we appreciate everything. We're gonna have new episodes Monday and Wednesday. We're gonna keep the fights going. If you guys have any comments, go ahead and leave them here, and we will respond to them. If you get a comment from me, I am at the Stick and Move podcast. Sam is Stick and Move 75. And as I always like to say, don't forget to stick and move, Gaby, until Monday, guys. Thank you all for showing up.